Assalamu alaikum student. And this is your English. Today I'm going to explain you the next chapter, and the chapter name is The Merchant of Venice. This is a story about Antonio. So just pay attention. What is the story about? First, I'll explain. First, I'll read one paragraph, and then I'll explain you that paragraph. Antonio was a merchant who lived in Venice, a prosperous city in Italy. In those days, that is about 500 years ago, sea voyages were dangerous, and yet adventurous merchants traveled across the seas. Some others spent a lot of money in sending ships to faraway countries. These ships brought back spices and other treasures from India to other countries. The merchant sold these things in Europe. They made lot of profit in this business. So children, this is the story of Antonio. So he was a merchant who lived in Venice. Venice is a city which is in Italy. It's a prosperous city in Italy. And in those children, that is this story is about 500 years ago. So and in those days, children, the sea voyages is not very easy. Voyages means that you travel from the through the sea to one country to the other country for some business. So it's called a voyages, and it's not very easy because there are very thieves who loot all their things, whatever they are bringing back to the from this country to other country. So it's very dangerous at those time. And but yet some adventurous merchant traveled one place to another across the sea for their business, and some of them spent lot of money in sending ships to bring the spices and treasures from India to the other to sold, and they earn many profits in that. So they do that kind of business in those days. So next para, at the time when the story begins, Antonio was waiting for his ships to return with merchandise. He had put almost all his money in his ship. So, in those days, Antonio was also a merchant. He also did the business to the sea. So in those days, he sent his ship. He put all his money in that business and is waiting for his ship to come back. But what happened? See, Antonio was a kind man. He had many friends, but his best friend was Bassanio. Bassanio was a young and handsome nobleman, but unfortunately he had no money. So Antonio was a very kind man. He's a merchant. Antonio has many friends, but one of them, called Bassanio, was his very best friend. He's very handsome and nobleman, but he is the poor man. He has no money. Bassanio wanted to marry Portia. Portia was a beautiful and intelligent. She was the only daughter of a very wealthy man. Her father had died, leaving her a large estate. So Bassanio, the friend of Antonio, was a poor man, but he wanted to marry Portia, and Portia was a very beautiful and intelligent woman and daughter of a very wealthy man. So her father died, leaving for her a large estate. In his will, Portia's father had written how Portia's husband should be selected. He had set a test for her suitors. They had to choose between three caskets, one of gold, one of silver, one of lead. Children, before her father died, he made a will. Her father made a will that how should be a Portia's husband. How you we have they have to test first that man. So he that man had to choose three caskets were there, and he have to choose one of them. So the casket was one is made of gold, one silver, and one of lead. Each casket had something written on it. On the gold casket, it was written, "Whoever chooses me shall gain what many men desire." So, children, on the first casket, it was written, on the gold casket, it was written that whoever chooses me, that man will give gain everything what a man desire. Whatever he want, he will give. On the silver casket, whoever chooses me shall get as much as he deserves. On this, and what written on the silver casket, that whoever select me, so he will get what he deserve. On the casket of lead, whoever chooses me must give a hazard all he has. So children, what on third is written, it hazards what all he has, he should be given that. So one of Portia's suitors was Prince of Morocco. He chose the gold casket, but when he opened the casket, the message inside said that it was not the right casket. All that glitters is not gold. So children, all the suitors, when all they came to know about that Portia's father had taken this test that they have to select one of the casket, and whoever select the right one can marry the Portia. So one of the suitors from Morocco, he was a prince of Morocco, so he came over there and he chose the gold casket, because on that it was written that whoever select me, he will give all the things whatever he deserve or whatever a man desire. So he thought that maybe it's a very a good, first of all it is of gold, and second the message was it is very good, so maybe this one is right for me. So he select that, but when he opened that, so it returned that it was written inside that all the gold is not a glitter, or all the glitter is not gold. So it was a wrong casket. Another suitor, the Prince of Aragon, chose the silver casket. So one more suitor came and he chose the silver casket. But that too was not right, the casket, but that also was not right. Bassanio wanted to try his luck with the caskets. To do that, he had to travel to Belmont, where Portia lived on her estate. He needed money for that. When Antonio came to know this, he wanted to help. He told Bassanio to borrow money in his Antonio's name. They went to Shylock, the Jewish moneylender, and asked him for the money. So, children, the about this that who came to know about this? Bassanio. That Bassanio came to know that if we want to marry Portia, we have to select the one of the casket, and whoever select the right one, they can marry the Portia. So he wanted to try his luck, because only because of he have no money to travel where the Portia live, because he have to travel to the sea, and for that he need money, and he was a very poor guy. So he asked Antonio for money, and Antonio told him that you should borrow the money with the name of Mai. So everybody know that Antonio was a very kind man, a noble man, and rich too. So anybody can give you the money if you take my name. So they both went to the Shylock. Shylock, who was the Shylock? Shylock was a Jewish moneylender who gave money to others. They both went there and asked money. Shylock had a lot of money, but he was not at all generous. He is a very rich man, but he is not a very kind man. He's not a generous man. Money who was all that he cared for. Only he cared for money. He did not like Antonio, because Antonio sometimes lent people money without charging any interest of it. Shylock did not like the Antonio, because Antonio helped others without any interest. He gave money to the people without any interest. So he did not like the Antonio. So Shylock decided to take advantage of this situation. He gave them the money on a strange condition. If Antonio failed to return the money within 3 months, Shylock would cut off a pound of Antonio's flesh. Antonius agreed to do this. and borrowed the money for Bassanio. So, looking all this, the Shylock decided to take advantages of the situation, and he agreed to give money to the Bassanio, but on one condition, and the condition is that if he did not return the money on time, he would cut off 1 pound of the flesh of Antonius. So, because of that, Bassanio need money, so he agreed for this condition and ready to do that. Bassanio went to Belmont. When he saw the casket, he chose the lead one. That was the right casket, and Bassanio won Portia's hand by choosing it. Portia too was glad to marry Bassanio. Then after that he got the money. Bassanio went to the Belmont where the Portia lived. He chose the lead one, and that was a right casket, and they both get married. And Portia was also happy that he got married to the Bassanio. In the meanwhile, Shylock heard that Antonio had lost his ship. So after the marriage, the Shylock came to know, Shylock, the moneylender who gave money to the Bassanio, he came to know that Antonio lost his ship in which he put all his money. He was very happy that Antonio would not be able to pay the money. So he is very happy that now he can't return me money. So I can cut off the flesh of the Antonio. He took Antonio to the court and demanded that the fulfill a strange and cruel condition. The Duke liked Antonio and was sorry for him, but what could he do? Antonio had written a bond to Shylock, and according to the law, Shylock was right. So after hearing that Antonio lost his ship, the Shylock went to the court and demanded that he have to fulfill my condition, that whether if he did not return my money, I would cut his flesh of 1 pound of flesh. So the Duke and he liked the Antonio, uh, but what can he do? Because Antonio had written a bond that he will give a flesh pound of flesh if he did not return the Shylock money. The Duke, the judge over there, who present in the court. When Bassanio and Portia heard all this, they rushed back to Venice. Portia told Bassanio to pay Shylock twice the amount to save Antonio, but Shylock was adamant. He demanded only a pound of Antonio's flesh. When Bassanio and Portia heard about it, that Shylock asking a pound of flesh of Antonio, they both rushed to the Venice, and they uh, told the Shylock that we ready to pay twice of your amount, but don't take this kind of cruelty. But the Shylock didn't want any money. He only want a flesh of Antonius, the pound flesh of Antonius. Everyone in the court, including the Duke, felt that Shylock's demand was inhuman. The Duke asked Shylock to show mercy toward Antonio, but Shylock was not ready to do so. He felt that Antonio and others had treated him badly before, and he wanted a revenge. Everybody asked Shylock to have mercy on Antonio, that please leave Antonio, but Shylock was not ready for that. He think that they have treated me before very badly, so I will take revenge of it. Just then, a young lawyer entered the court. He said that he would fight Antonio's case. He asked Antonio whether he had agreed to Shylock's condition. Antonio said that he had agreed. Then, suddenly, a young lawyer entered the court. Then he said he would fight. What he said when he entered, that he would fight the Antonio's case. He asked Antonio whether he had agreed to Shylock's condition. So he asked Antonio that you are ready to give flesh of yours. He agreed. Then the young lawyers requested Shylock to show mercy. Then again that young lawyer asked the Shylock that please have mercy on him. Though the law was a Shylock's side, the lawyer pleaded that mercy is a quality of God Himself. When a person shows mercy to someone else, they are both blessed. Mercy was more valuable than a king crown. But all this had no effect on Shylock. That young lawyer pleaded before the Shylock that please have mercy, because God also loves mercy, and whoever show mercy, God bless both of them. But all these things had any effect on Shylock. He wanted a pound of flesh of Antonio. The young lawyer then said that the law allowed Shylock to take a pound of flesh, and he could do that. At the same time, the lawyer warned that while cutting off the flesh, Shylock should not shed even one drop of Antonio's blood. Also, he should cut exactly 1 pound of flesh, nothing less, nothing more. That would be not allowed by the law. So, after that, at the end, all were agreed that Antonio will give the flesh of 1 pound of flesh off to the Shylock. But the one condition is there that lawyer said to the Shylock, if you want flesh, then you have to cut only a 1 pound of flesh. If you cut the flesh, there should be no one drop of blood come out, and you cannot cut it nor less nor more than 1 pound of flesh. This is against the law. Shylock realized that he could not do what the young lawyer asked him to do, and he accepted his defeat. Antonio's life was saved. So then, listening this, Shylock realized that he cannot do that. If he cut the flesh, the blood will come out, and I cannot measure that if it is one more than 1 pound or less than 1 pound. So he defeated. Antonio's life was saved. Who was the young lawyer, children? Bassanio and Antonio found out later that it was none other than Portia herself, dressed as a young man. So after that, they realized that young man lawyer is not who that she was a Portia, the Bassanio's wife, who dressed up like a man and entered in the court and saved the Antonio's life. Later, it was learned that Antonio's ship were safe, and so he had not, in fact, lost his money. Thus, the story, which could have ended in a tragic manner, ended happily. Later, the children they also came to the Antonio's ship was not lost; it was safe, and he did not lost any money. So the story, who started with so big tragedy, and with a happy ending. So, children, I hope you understood well this story about Antonio Bassanio and Portia. Thank you.